Why Plants Become Extinct by Julie K. Lundgren. The Case of the Disappearing Plants. Calling all detectives. Plants everywhere have gone missing. Extinction threatens many others. Habitats containing hundreds of plants found nowhere else on Earth face danger, particularly plants in rainforests, on islands, and along shorelines. 1 in 5 of Earth's plant species is at risk of extinction. Throughout Earth's history, plant extinctions have happened as a natural part of a changing planet. Vast seas containing prehistoric saltwater plant life once covered most of central North America, where grasslands and forests now grow. As Earth's land and climate changed over millions of years, plants changed too. They developed new ways to reproduce, take in nutrients, and gather sunlight more efficiently. Slow habitat changes give plants time to develop new adaptations. Recent changes have happened much too quickly for many plants to adapt. We depend on plants for food and oxygen. We use plants for fuel, building materials, and medicine. Red alert! We need to solve the mystery of the disappearing plants quickly before more become extinct. The bark of the rare Florida yew, a tree found only along a short stretch of a single river in northwestern Florida, contains an ingredient that may fight cancer. When plant species disappear, we lose their special ingredients. The trees and plants of the rainforest take in large amounts of carbon dioxide and give off oxygen, helping Earth's climate remain stable. Clues and causes. Ecologists, the scientists who study the connections between plants, animals, and the places they live, study changes in the populations of living things. They have identified several main reasons for plant loss, all caused by people. Found only on the island of St. Helena, the St. Helena olive tree became extinct because of deforestation and overgrazing by cattle. The number of people on Earth increases every year. People remove forests and grasslands for farming and for timber to meet increasing human needs. Deforestation and overgrazing by cattle cause major plant habitat loss. Deforestation, or the widespread practice of harvesting a forest without replanting, occurred frequently in early America. Today's deforestation more often occurs in places like tropical rainforests. Alien invaders. People sometimes bring plants back from one place to another. Native species cannot compete against these alien invaders. The worst invaders grow quickly, spread easily, and grow well in many habitats, killing many native species in the process. Case Study 1. Americans introduced purple loosestrife, a European species, into their gardens. Seeds from this plant easily wash into rivers and lakes where it crowds out native plants and clogs waterways. Case Study 2. In 1876, farmers began growing Japanese kudzu as possible food for cattle. The vines now cloak forests in the southeastern United States, blocking sunlight from native plants. Sometimes a decline in one species endangers another species. Endangered prairie-fringed orchids rely on hawk moths for pollination. Pesticides and pollution threaten hawk moths, causing their population to decline. The loss of hawk moths makes the orchid's future uncertain. Global climate change affects habitats and plant survival. Coastal areas containing rare plants may flood due to rising oceans. This map has a caption that says, "Conifer forests grow better in cooler temperatures in the United States, but temperate forests and grasslands push these pine forests north as seasonal temperatures warm." Plant collectors contribute to the decline of some plants. In Burma, a country in Southeast Asia, people steal rare orchids from the wild to sell. Because of this, Burma's forests no longer contain rainbow orchids. Poachers collect and sell endangered carnivorous plants. Collectors seek rainbow orchids for their healing properties and beauty. And this map just shows us where Burma is in Asia. Protect a plant and a planet. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service catches plant smugglers taking plants like rare orchids. They send captured plants to rescue teams who have places and skills to care for the plants. Even with care, many rescued plants die. Countries may save special habitats as parks. In the United States, Western national parks protect some of the lands where giant redwoods grow. In 2011, Chile created a new national park to protect endangered alerces trees. Before this, loggers could cut down as many of these conifers as they wished. Rescue sites, like the Como Zoo Conservatory in St. Paul, Minnesota, take in smuggled plants, care for them, and seek to return them to their home countries. You can join a group to help save endangered plants. Volunteers in Illinois have worked successfully to help the fringed prairie orchid in their state. They plant seeds, pollinate flowers by hand, manage habitats, and count these plants yearly. Instead of leaving it to Mother Nature, people increase the chance of successful plant reproduction by pollinating flowers by hand. Using a fine paintbrush, they transfer pollen from one flower to another. People need to farm, build houses, and harvest trees, but we must learn to keep these activities in balance with the needs of plants and their natural habitats. We also need to investigate whenever native plants begin to disappear. Solving the case could save a plant species from extinction. Landowners concerned about the prairie fringed orchid have set aside land for habitat protection. With so many plants in danger, we cannot wait. Every person and country must work together to protect Earth's biodiversity. Learn about endangered plants and habitats in your area. Understand what causes plants to die out. Tell others what you have learned. It says, write a letter to government officials explaining your concerns about endangered plants in your state. They may be able to help you raise awareness about this important issue. As people create man-made beaches and build houses, hotels, and other shoreline developments, natural habitats change. Plants like the dwarf lake iris become threatened. Glossary. These are the definitions of some words used in this text the author feels we may need to look up the definition of. Adaptations. Ways groups of animals change over time to help them survive, including changes in the way they look and act. Biodiversity. The condition of nature in which a wide variety of species live in a single area. Climate. The usual temperature, rain, or snowfall and weather in a place. Endangered. At risk of becoming extinct. Extinction is the complete loss of a species of plant or animal from the earth. Habitats are homes for living things where they can find everything they need to live, including food and shelter. Native, naturally occurring, living in the place where it originated. Nutrients, things needed for healthy growth, like vitamins and minerals. Orchids, a group of plants often collected and grown for their showy and unusual flowers. Pesticides, chemicals used to kill insects harmful to people or crops. And species, a category or kind of organism grouped together by their shared traits.